I am here in rainy Bangkok. We have like a thunderstorm here. So I'm at a Starbucks here. I just bought some good old Bangkokian Starbucks. And I want to talk. I just saw the Last Jedi here. The funny thing about the Last Jedi is that in America it debuts on December 15th, but here in Thailand it debuted today on December 14th. So I saw it one day earlier than you guys over in North America. I just watched it, and I gotta say it sucked. Okay, I'm being honest. I like Star Wars movies. That's the reason why I wanted to see this movie. I was looking forward to it. I had a lot of good hopes. I liked the previous one, The Force Awakens. I watched that a lot. And I watched all the other previous ones, and I liked them a lot, but this one really sucked. And I'll tell you why. First of all, the story itself, when I was watching it, the movie, I just felt like I was watching the same movie reincarnated. And that movie was Empire Strikes Back. Okay, now, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, then stop watching this video, because I'm going to tell you what happens in the movie. So if you don't want to, if you haven't seen the movie yet, if you don't want to know what happens, then yeah, don't watch any further, because I'm going to tell you what happens. But if you've seen Empire Strikes Back, when you go into this movie, it feels like you're watching the same movie. Like, I, I swear I thought they were recreating Empire Strikes Back. It was just a new title. It's just called The Last Jedi. But they could have called it a remake of The Empire Strikes Back, because the whole story overall was like the same thing. Like, the rebels were running away from the resistance. The resistance was chasing them. They were hot on their tails. And then the protagonist goes off to train on his or her own, right? In The Empire Strikes Back, it was Luke. He goes on Yoda to train alone to improve. Train with him as her new master to improve her skills. Meanwhile, the rebels, they're trying to get away from the resistance, who's hot on their tails, just like the previous movie, Empire Strikes Back. And then, yeah, it was just like a lot of noise, a lot of CGI, a lot of explosions. But again, there's no heart to the story. There's no soul. I mean, Empire Strikes Back was a much better movie. Like, I was emotionally invested in the characters in that movie. In this movie, I wasn't invested in any of the characters, even if, Leia was there or Luke was there, or, yeah, just references to the old cast. Again, they weren't in it for me. I didn't feel any connection to any of them, right? And I'm kind of disappointed, because I've seen all these YouTube reviews and reviews online about this movie, The Last Jedi, and they all said it's like the best movie since, I don't know, ever, like since Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, the question I want to ask myself is, would I see this movie again? Would I pay to see this movie again? The answer is no, definitely no. I would never pay to watch this movie again. Did I walk away like feeling good? Like, did I laugh throughout the movie? No. Was I thrilled throughout the movie? No. Was I, like feeling anything? If someone died in the movie? No. I mean, like, in the first movie, The Force Awakens, like, Han Solo dies, and I felt something when that happened, when he died. But this movie, when the characters die, I just didn't feel anything. Nothing. Nothing. And it was just, yeah. The new characters, let's go through them one by one. Okay, so Finn is obviously the one that stands out in my mind, because he's the funny guy. He wasn't funny in this movie. He was just doing like these cliche, like, come on, yeah, like he's giving these macho grunts throughout the movie. And he's on a side quest to go to some sort of gambling casino to help find this code breaker, which really resembles Empire Strikes Back. They go to Lando Calrissian, and what does Lando Calrissian do? He owns like his own little empire in the clouds, right? His own little fortune. He's a rich guy, basically. So again, it just resembles so much of Empire. They just should have called it a remake of Empire Strikes Back. And then you see like the same at workers or those big, I don't know what you call those, gorilla walker things. They were in the movie and just felt like we were back on the planet of Hoth. Remember the first movie, Empire Strikes Back, when they were in that winter area and then they were battling these giant gorilla mechanical things. Same thing in this movie. And then, oh, God. Now, so Finn wasn't fun in this movie. He was not. I didn't laugh at any of his jokes. He was just grunting throughout the whole movie. And then he fought with Phasma again, and Phasma. I mean, I liked Brienne of Tarth. I liked the actress who played her, Brienne of Tarth. And I thought her like scenes in Game of Thrones was way better than this movie, because I didn't feel anything for her character. She just fought Finn and then she lost and that's it. She's gone. Nothing, no motivation, nothing. She's just shouting at him, rebel scum. That's all. So that was pretty boring. What else? Leia, Princess Leia. This is a really tricky situation because, as we all know, she passed away, but she's alive in this movie, and at the end of the movie, she's still alive. So I'm wondering, what are they gonna do in the next movie? Because she's gone now. What are they gonna say? Like, there's no scenes filmed. I mean, there was a scene in the movie near the beginning where she could have just, yeah, she could have been done, right? And her character is finished, completed. But no, they revived her, and then she's alive at the end of the movie. So I'm confused. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna give her like a CGI version of her in the next movie, which I advise against. That was terrible when I saw that for the first time in Rogue One. That was a terrible movie. So Leia, she's just scatterbrained in this movie. She's like alive, but she's dead, and then she's alive again, and then in real life she's dead. So the next movie she's gonna be alive. So I'm confused about her character, the actress that plays her. What else? Poe Dameron. Poe Dameron, he's kind of like the Han Solo of this movie, right? He's the young guy, the hot-blooded, and doesn't listen to authority, and he goes off and does his own thing, and gets in trouble. But again, I wasn't really invested in his character. He doesn't fall in love with any girl like Han Solo did. He has no funny lines. He's just an asshole to everyone because he doesn't want to listen to any of his leaders. So they reprimand him, they demote him, they punish him, but I don't know. He wasn't that useful in this movie, in my opinion, except for the beginning scene. Who else? Okay, Snoke. My God, I have no idea who this guy is, why he was in the movie. I mean, we all know who Emperor Palpatine was and how he started and how he grew to fame, but in this movie, spoiler alert, Snoke dies and we don't know anything about him. So, we get a taste of or a glimpse of what his powers are. It's kind of similar to the Emperor Palpatine, but that's it. He's gone, and then there's like, once he's gone, I'm like, what was the point of his character? No backstory. There's just questions to ask. The next character, R.I.P. Luke. Let's talk about Luke. In my opinion, he was really underutilized in this movie. I mean, he plays the typical master that is unwilling to train this new pupil, Rey. And yeah, he just. I feel bad for his character. He didn't get to fight, which was disappointing. And I don't know. I really liked Mark Hamill's acting. I like him. I liked him in the first three movies. Force Awakens, was it? Yeah, Return of the Jedi. I thought he was great. Was it Empire Strikes Back. I thought he was great. But in this movie, it's kind of a letdown. His character. It's just, we don't see any new powers from him, really. I mean, like that's what I was hoping to see, right? I thought he's get a glimpse of like maybe he has some like lightning power or develop some new, yes, like next level shit. But no, we don't get to see that. It's a really sad ending, and yeah, I wish. I feel bad for the actor Mark Hamill because he's a really good actor. I like him, but this movie is just not for his character. No, I didn't like it at all. What they decided to do with his character in the movie, terrible, terrible decisions. Chewbacca was nowhere to be seen in this movie. He was just in the background with these porgs, these carefully placed porgs that were in the movie, which is the merchandise. You know, it's like I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and I thought, oh fuck, they keep pushing that cute Groot thing, you know, in front of everyone because they want the kids to buy it. And then in this movie, it's these porgs that, and this new BB9 unit, this black BB-8 porg and the BB black thing unit. They're really pushing them hard to sell these as toys to kids. You know, the first movie of The Force Awakens, it was that BB-8 unit. You know, everybody wanted that toy. Now it's porgs. And those crystal foxes, they're pretty cool, but they had no purpose in this movie. They were just bling in the background. So they weren't really there. What else? Other characters. Okay. Kylo Ren. I don't know what they were planning with this character. I mean, he's just all over the place. Like, first he's bad, then he's good, and then he goes back to bad. And I thought, you know, there would be something like a twist to his character, but yeah, there's more questions to be asked instead of answers, right? So we don't really know why he killed Han Solo, his father. We don't know why he killed Emperor Snoke. There's more questions. We don't know why he's just all over the place. I don't know if he's with Rey, if he's not with Rey, he's against Rey, he's fighting with Rey. It's fucking confusing. Like, choose one side, you know? And this, yeah, Darth Vader was just clear cut, you know? He was just like, he was a good guy, and then he changed to a bad guy, and then he redeemed himself through his son, Luke, right? Simple story. This character, Kylo Ren, he's a good kid, then he's bad, and then he continues to be bad, and then he's good for a little bit, and then goes back to bad, and then he becomes the leader of First Order, and he's bad. He's like the Darth Vader now, leader. He's the Emperor. So I'm hella confused with him, his character. And they were saying like the fighting scenes with him and Rey were supposed to be like super like awesome visual spectacles of sound like similar to samurai fights, but no. Doesn't compare to the old samurai movies. I mean, the battles in this, the lightsaber fights in this movie was okay. Didn't stand out. Nothing stood out. Just a mess. Just noise and explosions. Ugh, fuck. And Rey. We don't know who her parents are. We still don't know like why she's connected to Kylo. You know, there are theories out there saying that, you know, Kylo and Rey are siblings. They're brother and sister. And that's why they're connected. But no, there's no no hint to that in this movie. Maybe it'll be answered in the next movie, but I was confused. So she doesn't work well with Luke Skywalker. She doesn't work well with Kylo. She doesn't work well with anybody. She should, in my opinion, she should just go back to Jakku and live her solitary life because she doesn't get along with anyone in this movie. Right? I mean, yes, she develops her own awakening to her powers, and she develops like force power and stuff. But to what means? You know, like Luke, like he developed his powers, and he got it to the point where, you know, he was strong enough to save his father, right? That was the whole point of the movie, was to save his father, bring his father back. But in this movie, Rey, what is her motivation? I mean, she develops force powers, okay, and then she has these conversations with Kylo, okay, but they're not siblings, or they don't say they're siblings, okay, so I don't know. They just battled once, and Rey was upset because Kylo killed Han Solo, but she didn't really know Han that well. I mean, if Han was Rey's father, then, and Kylo was her brother, then yeah, there would be some emotion to their fights. But then she's just fighting because she's on the good side, and Kylo's on the bad, and it's just, there's no motivation, in my opinion, for them to fight. There's no need for Rey to get involved. She's just, you know, I don't get it. There's no motivation. You know, Luke was like, yeah, I want to be a Jedi Knight like my father, right? That's what he was growing up for. And then he had a good mentor, Obi-Wan, right? But Luke was just an asshole to Rey. And Rey was just basically went off on her own. So yeah, disappointing. And who was some other characters? DJ, Benicio del Toro's character, I don't know what was the reason for his character. It's just terrible character. I don't know what he was. He had some sort of stuttering problem. I don't know why he had this stuttering in his speaking. So, I don't know, was he nervous, or did he have a tic, or mental disorder? I don't know, but he was like, at least the one character that wasn't black or white, he was gray. You know, he was just like, okay, I make money off both sides fighting each other. That was the only thing I liked about what he said, or his character, you know? I sell to both sides. I sell weapons to both sides. I make profit from both sides. So, yeah, that was it. Other than that, he didn't really do much, and again, I wasn't invested in his character. Okay, and now we have to talk about the worst character I have ever seen in this movie. The worst character in this movie is Rose, this Vietnamese chubby Asian girl who she had more scenes than Luke, in my opinion. She had the most scenes out of all the characters, I would say, in this movie. Like, the camera would cut to her face and her chubby emotion reactions more than anyone else in this movie. I don't know why. It was like they were, like the movie producers were shoving this Asian face to our faces throughout the whole movie. And I couldn't stand her character one bit. Because first of all, whenever Hollywood casts an Asian character in a movie, they always get it wrong. You know? Because rarely do you see an Asian lead character in a mainstream Hollywood movie. And once you do see one, they usually fuck it up. Right? They usually give that Asian character a really bad accent, or they cast a really ugly or old person that's not attractive, or something else. They just do something to fuck it up. They always do. And they fucked it up for this movie as well. I mean, they could have cast a much more attractive Asian girl to play this character. I mean, the real person in real life. She's 29 years old. She's really overweight. She doesn't have much experience in front of the camera. I mean, like, I don't know what she did to deserve this role or get this role, because it was just, ugh. She was not funny, and she was in love with Finn, but we all know that Finn's in love with Rey. See what I mean? Like, Finn likes Rey, Rey doesn't like Finn, and Rose likes Finn. And Poe doesn't like anybody, and people are saying that Poe is gay. People are saying online that Poe likes Finn in secret because he's gay. So, do you see where I'm getting at? This movie is just so all over the place. It's confusing. Like, the first 3 movies were clear cut. I mean, like, Han Solo liked Leia. Leia didn't like Han, and then Han eventually won over Leia, you know, by being an asshole. And that was fun to watch. But this new generation of movies is like, okay, Finn likes Rey. Rey puts Finn in the friend zone. Rose likes Finn, but Finn doesn't really like Rose because, obviously, because he's always infatuated with Rey. The first thing he does when he wakes up, his character, out of that cryostasis, is like, he says, "Where's Rey?" He's all about Rey. He's all about hugging Rey, getting Rey. So, I don't know what was the purpose of Rose, other than to be Finn's sidekick during his side quest to meet this codebreaker DJ, which was pretty boring, by the way. And this casino planet was just, I felt like they took the movie to Casino Royale, like 007. They took it to Casino Royale, yeah, and they just put different costumes on everybody, and then they had these horses, these mule-like horses that looked like the reindeer god from Princess Mononoke. If you watch the movie Princess Mononoke, you'll see what I mean. These characters look just like that reindeer god from Princess Mononoke. Their faces, like, it looks like a human face with, like. So I thought it was just, I was watching a rehash of all these previous movies that I've seen in the past. There was nothing new to the table. And the sad thing is that I really like Rian Johnson's movies. Like, I really liked Looper. That was very unique, and I watched that movie a lot. I watched it several times. I just like the way he made that movie, you know? Looper is a really great movie. And I gotta go watch his other movie, Brick. A lot of people are saying that's a really good movie too. So that's the next movie I'm gonna watch, Brick. It's a really old movie he made, Rian Johnson movie. But this movie, The Last Jedi, no, I don't feel it. I don't like it. It was just really really disappointing, a real letdown. You know, it wasn't funny. Nobody in the audience laughed when we were watching this movie. Nobody was like, wow. Like you know when people, they're like, you know, gasping for breath, like in shock. Nobody in the movie theater said anything. We all just walked out kind of quiet and kind of like pissed off. So, yeah. I don't know what else I can say about this movie. I mean, just so much online hype and people saying like, yeah, this is like the best movie ever, but I disagree. And this is my own opinion. Okay, you don't have to agree with me. You know, once you see it for yourself, then you decide. But in my opinion, Empire Strikes Back is a much better movie, but much better Star Wars movie. Right? Looper is a much better movie made by the same director. And Mark Hamill, he's a great actor, but not in this movie. Yeah. So, that was just. I was really hoping for a really good movie, but nah. Oh well. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I'm sorry if I wasn't overly zealous or positive or like, oh no, everything's great, but that's just me. All right, I'm I'm all about being honest with you guys, okay? And it's something that I have to say, I have to say it. And I had to make this video for you guys to just let you know what you're in for, okay? When you guys see it in North America tomorrow, I don't know. Force Awakens was much better, in my opinion, okay? I like that movie, actually. It's pretty good, it's fun. The reason why it was fun was because of Harrison Ford, because he had a lot of funny lines in that movie that I like. Harrison Ford, he's got it. But I felt bad for Harrison in Blade 2049 because that movie was a real letdown. I saw that movie too, Blade Runner 2049. That was just so dark and depressing. And it was just, yeah. I don't know what they were thinking trying to make that movie. And all those reviews we saw, remember? When that movie came out, all these critical acclaim and like everyone's like, oh my god, it's incredible. But it was just such a depressing movie for me to watch. And people in the audience were just like, yeah, nice visuals, but this is such a really, really boring, downer movie. I want to see an uplifting movie, okay? So, if you want to see an uplifting movie, watch Passion of the Christ. I'm watching that again. Because that movie moves me, right? I don't care what anyone says. Like, if you see, like, Rotten Tomato scores for Passion of the Christ, people are just like, it's terrible. But fuck them, right? That's a really good movie, Passion of the Christ. I got so hit hard when I saw that movie in the movie theaters when I was a kid. I was just crying. Because not because, I went to Catholic school. I mean, I went to church, and I knew everything about the story of Jesus, but, that movie, the way they were torturing Jesus, it really hurt me. I could feel the pain that Jesus felt when they were just hurting him so bad in that movie, and that's a movie. That's a movie to watch, okay? That's a very emotional movie that I like. And that's what movies should be like. They should make you feel emotional. They should make you walk away and say like, my God, this movie has changed me, or it made me rethink things, or make me want to see it over and over and over again. Not many movies do that. This movie, Last Jedi, did not do it for me. Fuck no. But I will definitely watch Passion of the Christ again, because I need something to hit me hard emotionally, okay? So, that's it for now. Yeah, leave your comments about the movie down below, and I'll talk to you in the next one, okay? Bye. Yeah.